Hi Leo, welcome to June. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I get started on your reading, I want to call in some good energy. Create some sacred space for this reading. And I want to say thank you for liking, subscribing to my channel. Thank you for those who have ordered readings. Thank you for those who have taken the time to leave comments. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying these readings. I hope these readings are helping everyone. And thank you for your support. I wouldn't be here, without you. Interesting. Let's see if this comes up. The Magician, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. So what's coming up for Leo for the month of June? We have a new moon in Gemini, and on June 3rd, and we have a full moon in Sagittarius on June 17th. So what does Leo need to know about love for the month of June? Let's see what's coming up. What does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of June? What does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of June? Okay, let's see what's coming up. The Two of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. The Death card. The Seven of Swords. The Page of Swords. The Knight of Cups. The Tower. The Five of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so you're starting June out juggling. The Two of Pentacles is about, you're trying to make a decision, and you might be juggling two situations. Could be two jobs, two people. And you know you can't keep this up forever. At some point you're going to have to choose one of the two options. You have the King of Pentacles, so you could be dealing with an earth sign. That could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you also have this Knight of Cups in the future. That could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Maybe you're trying to choose between these two people. One is an established relationship, and one is a new relationship, or a younger, something that's just developing. Now with the King of Pentacles, even if it's not the sign, and it could be, the King could represent a male or female. So the King of Pentacles is someone who's looking for stability. They may not be the most exciting person in the world. You might have been with more exciting people in the past or in the future. You might be looking for something that's more exciting. But the King of Pentacles is very dependable. They're there for you. So you might be thinking, well, I have a choice between this relationship with someone who's really stable and cares about family and cares about security. And, whenever I need someone, this person is there for me. And you may have known this person for a long time, and they're always there for you. Or they've always been there for you. The Knight of Cups is someone who is a little bit more artistic, creative, dreamy. They may not be as reliable, because they live in a fantasy world. And they are looking for something that doesn't even exist in a person. They have this fantasy, the unrealistic views about what a relationship should be. they may not always be truthful. So you could be trying to decide between these two people. And this seems like I know it seems like a specific message, so it might not fit everyone. And you, as the Two of Pentacles here, you may be pretending that everything's okay, because sometimes this card can mean laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. And so you're trying to keep it together. You're trying to make it like, yeah, I'm fine, everything's fine, but you know that something's going to give at some point. At some point, you're going to have to choose between these two options, and you're going to have to let one of them go, because you can't keep this balancing act up forever. Now you have the Death card here in the past. This is a card of change, transformation, leaving. It's a card of clearing out what's no longer working. You have cards of these two major arcana. You have the Death and the Tower. That's a card of major transformation, major change. Something has to give. Something might be breaking down in your life. Maybe a relationship you're on. It's like there's a path that you're on that's not healthy, or it's not right for you in some way. And those are the things that are going to break down. So the choice, if you don't make the choice might be made for you. But I feel like right now, you still have the power of choice. But you're going to experience some kind of an awakening. Some truth is going to be revealed. Some realization within yourself. And at that point, you're going to know what to do. In the recent past, you have the Seven of Swords. That comes up sometimes. That's the sneak card or the thief card. For some of you, that could represent you're not facing the truth about a relationship. There's something that you really need to look deeper into. Especially with this Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about checking things out really carefully, looking deeply into something. So don't just go by surface value. You know, some people, they just look on the surface, but they don't look deeper. So if there's a relationship in your life that's toxic, and you're not really wanting to face the truth about it, something may come up that shows you the reality. Because the Page of Swords can be also gossip and spying. So someone might be checking on you, or either you're checking on someone, you're spying on someone, or you're looking. You need to look deeper, or you need to have a difficult conversation with someone. Because the Page could also be, you could be dealing with someone who's challenging. Someone's giving you a hard time in some way. There could be some, especially with this Five of Swords. This is a card of hostility. Someone's trying to draw you into a drama, and you can't win this battle. Whatever the battle is, if you react, you're going to wind up, like if you respond or retaliate to someone's hostility, you're both going to get hurt. This is a situation that comes up when you need to cut your losses and move on. And you have this Three of Swords here. The Three of Swords, you're feeling, it's a tough decision, because you know you're going to feel a sense of loss if you choose one person over another. You know, you don't want to, I mean, right now you're trying to have it all, but you can't. At some point you're going to have to face the truth and realize, because the Tower is about breaking down and rebuilding. So there's something that you're not seeing, or you're choosing not to see, because you don't want to face the truth. And so when that happens, if you hold on to something that you know is not good for you, And this could be a relationship, but it could also be a certain lifestyle or certain habits, something that might be detrimental to your health. There's something that has to give, something that you have to face and change. Because otherwise you could have some type of a breakdown in the situation. Now the good thing about the Tower is that if there's something false in your life, it will reveal that, probably at the full moon. And especially if not now, then we're coming into eclipse season in July. Something is going to be revealed with the Tower. And once you see the truth, because the Tower represents truth, and I feel like you're not facing the truth. You're living in this fantasy about your situation. And when you see the truth, you can't unsee it. You have, like, once you know the truth about a situation, and it could be a relationship, it could be even a work situation, whatever it is, there's some partnership that's false in your life, or something that you're not, like you're trying to get away with something. Some of you might be trying to get away with something, or some of you just may not be seeing the truth about someone that you're involved with. Because sometimes the Seven of Swords can mean someone who's using someone in some way. Like you're not in the relationship for the right reasons. You know, when people are in a good relationship, both people are giving. There's a give and take. But when one person's doing all the giving, the other person's doing all the taking, that's an unhealthy situation, and it's not sustainable. So this Tower moment that you're going to have is going to be a wake-up call. And at that point, you have to decide, do I want to stay with this person because I know they're not going to change? This is who they are. Can I accept this person for who they are? If the answer is yes, okay, then you know you're dealing with someone that has a situation that has limitations, and you can't fix it. And even if you try, you can't change. The only person you can change is you and your reaction. You can't change the people around you. So this is a situation where you have to accept the limitations of a relationship. And if you say, no, I can't accept this, I want change, then you have to cut your losses. And that's where the Three of Swords comes in. This is about cutting away what's no longer working in your life. And it doesn't always have to be a relationship. It could be, I mean, I think in some cases, for most people it will be, who do I cut away, who do I keep in June? Because some truth's going to be revealed, and then you have to make a decision. Because you can't give your energy to two situations. Because neither situation is thriving. So whether it's two relationships, you're trying to, maybe you're dating two people, or maybe it's two career paths, you're doing two jobs, and one of them is suffering, or both are suffering, because you need to focus your energy, and you're not focusing your energy in the right direction, or you need to release the toxic situation so you could focus on the right direction. Focus on security and stability. Focus on the thing that's going to be more stable in your life. Don't focus on a fantasy that may be unrealistic. So you have decisions to make in June. And there is going to be, you have this Two of Wands. There's a potential partnership. Because here, this is a person who's waiting, who's thinking about partnering with someone. And they're waiting to see how things are going to develop. What's going to come out of this partnership? Is it going to be successful? Is it going to give me what I need? So it's possible that you're in transition from one partnership to a new partner. This Knight of Cups, that could be a romantic proposal. Someone wanting to offer you love. But because this card is surrounded by so many swords, I would say you have to look deeper into the proposal. If someone is offering you something, and this could be business as well as relationship, because I'm not seeing any love cards, I'm seeing all swords and pentacles, and wands. It could be if it's not a relationship, it could be a business situation, something in your career. Something is being offered to you, and you have to really check deeply, read the fine print, especially since this new moon is squared by Neptune, and I'll get into the astrology. But with Neptune, there's always this element of confusion or sometimes even deception. So you're not thinking clearly, or you're not seeing all the facts. So if someone comes to you with some kind of proposal, before you accept, take your time and think about it. And think about this partnership before you sign on the dotted line. Look deeply into all the details. Look deeply, read the fine print. That way you won't be putting yourself in a precarious situation, because you want to have stability. I mean, you could be dealing with this King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles deals with money and land. Just check it out before you commit. That's all I'm saying. Because there's just too much, this 5 of cards and the 7 and the 5 of swords and the Tower. You need, and especially with the Page of Swords there, you need to look deeply into what you're getting involved in. Because you could be giving something up that's good to take, to move into something that seems good on the surface. But there may be things that you don't know. So don't make a decision until you have all the facts. And don't go by hearsay, because this gossip card, you might be hearing things that may not be true. And making decisions based on what you're hearing, not necessarily what's there, what's actually real. So if you're listening to gossip, if you hear gossip, check it out with the actual person. Go to the horse's mouth, Don't just make decisions based on hearsay, on gossip, or on rumors. Find out what's actually being said. Find out from the actual person. And don't engage in a battle. If you're dealing with a toxic person, don't react. Don't engage. Let them pull you into a drama. Just cut your losses and move on. So the new moon in Gemini is falling in your 11th house. That's the house of friendship, the groups you belong to, your goals, hopes, and wishes. And Neptune is falling in the 8th house. So what you need to be careful with is any type of funding. So if you have a friend, if you're dealing with a friend and you're lending money, or they're lending you money, get everything in writing. Be careful with money, with because you could have some deception or some shady stuff going on. You may not be reading people correctly, or you may not be seeing the truth in a situation. Jupiter's in your 5th house. So Jupiter is all, it's great. 5th house is the house of children. It's the house of romance. It's the house of fun. It's also the house of gambling. And with Jupiter, you're taking a risk. Jupiter makes you want to gamble. It gives you this positive, you feel really positive about this thing. So it could be a new relationship or a new romance that you're feeling really optimistic about. And it may be great, but do yourself a favor and check into it because of the Neptune influence. You want to make sure that whatever is being offered to you, whatever is being presented, that there is some substance behind it, that it's not just smoke and mirrors. Venus is in the 10th house, so there could be something involving your career. I mean, you're getting along really great in career. When Venus is in the 10th, you might be working on a creative project, or you might be really excited about this new, whatever you're doing, you're enjoying the work. You're enjoying whatever's happening. But you have to be, and for those of you who are attracted to people at work, if you're thinking about a work romance, because when Venus is in the 10th, there's always that possibility. Be careful. Just be careful. Because you don't want people gossiping about you. And you don't want any Tower moments, because the Tower always brings surprise. where you think you know someone and then suddenly you see another side of them and you're like shocked. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying be, paranoid or anything, but I'm just saying is check into people. If you've met, any kind of promises, any kind of contracts, any kind of deals, just check the details, check the fine print, do your research. Because you have Pluto and Saturn going through your 6th house. This means that, your work environment is undergoing transformation. Saturn, you're working really hard with Saturn in the 6th. And Pluto is also, it's transforming the hierarchy. So there could be some type of shakeup at work where people are, restructuring, and some people might be let go, there might be layoffs, or people in power, there might be a shift in power. So that could be another thing that could happen. The other thing is, don't overwork where you have to take care of your body. The 6th house is also health. You might be working too hard, you might be giving too much, or straining yourself and not having enough time to recover. So take care of yourself too. You might be really excited about some new project and you're really putting a lot of energy in it. Just don't overwork where it affects your health. The full moon, now wait, the one thing I want to say before we go, Venus is trining Saturn and Pluto, so this is really good for your career. You're connecting with powerful people. And there are going to be some major changes. But there might be some surprises too. So, if anything is offered to you, it could be something that you really want. But just get everything in writing and check all the details, that's all. Make sure that your interests are protected. Just don't be so optimistic that you gamble, blindly, or you take on more than you can handle, because that can happen too. Especially with Jupiter, because Jupiter in the 5th, you're going to be doing work that you really love. And because you really love it, you're going to want to do more of it. And you may take on more than you can physically do, and you might stress your body doing that. So be realistic about what you can do and what you can't do. If you're juggling too much and you have too much on your plate, let go of something so that you can give your energy, you can be more effective. Now the full moon is happening across your 5th and 11th house. So this could have romance, you could have something coming to culmination within a group or a friendship or a romance. Something is completing. And also some truths are coming out. Especially because you have, while this is happening, you've got Saturn and Pluto in your 6th being opposed by Mars. Mars opposite Pluto, Mars opposite Saturn, conjunct Mercury in the 12th house. That's a very, that can stir up anger. So something may come out that angers you, and you want to be careful not to react, not to overreact, especially with Mercury conjunct Mars. And Mercury rules communication. You may hear something, something that was hidden may be revealed around the full moon about a contract, something that may anger you. Don't overreact. Mars can sometimes represent, having to repress your anger, because it's in the 12th house, you can't act, you can't respond. You may have to have some type of conversation with someone in a position of authority, and just be gentle. It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. So if you have to have a delicate conversation with someone because of some truth or some information that suddenly got revealed, just choose your words carefully. That being said, you have this 2 of Wands here. So you're anticipating a partnership that you think is going to bring you rewards, and it might. But you want to protect your interests, and you want to be careful of what you're getting involved in June. And make sure that you know the people involved. If it's a business contract or a business partnership, check all the details, check all the fine print. Make sure there's nothing going on behind the scenes because you have this 12th house energy. If it's a relationship, make sure the person that's offering you this love or this, make sure that they're being honest, that they're not hiding anything. And if you're hiding something, it may come out too. So be careful. But in any case, I'm seeing you're going through a situation of major change and transformation in June, where you're actually, it's going to be good when it's all over because you're going to be cutting things out. Once you see the truth, you're going to know what to cut and what to keep. So you'll end the month choosing the right partnership if you heed these, if you pay attention to this energy. You'll know who to hang on to and who to let go. Because you'll see the truth by the end of the month. And if not in June, then definitely by July, because July is when we're having these eclipses. So things, sometimes with eclipses, things can happen a month before, a month after. And I'll talk about that next month. But for now, choose your partners carefully. Look deeply into the people involved and cut any toxic ties. If there's something that's not healthy, that's toxic, whether it's a relationship or a partnership or any kind of habits that you have, or if you need to cut some things out to take better care of your health, do all that, and you'll be fine. So I hope this reading was a help to you, Leo, and if you'd like a private reading, this may not fit everyone because it had a very specific message. So if it doesn't apply to you, that's okay. Not every reading, it's a general reading. But for those, there might be some people out there that need to hear this message. So I hope this reading has helped them. And if you'd like a private reading where we can go into a specific reading based on your life, click on the link in the description box and we'll be working together. In the meantime, have a wonderful June and I'll talk to you next month. Okay, bye now.